All right, what's going on, guys? Willis here. We're back with another Throne and Liberty video. This video is going to be all about the best sources for endgame loot and I guess the best and most efficient ways to farm this endgame loot. A lot of you guys are reaching endgame at this point and you're probably wondering how to further your builds and figure out what you need to go and farm. As well, if you guys are new to the channel, we are currently running a giveaway for a gold edition of the game. It comes with a bunch of skins, a bunch of lucent. Simply support this video with a like, leave a comment, and make sure to subscribe. As well, stay tuned to the end of the video where we've got a special announcement. But yeah, like I said, you guys are probably reaching endgame. You're probably figuring out, how are all these people getting all this purple gear? I don't have any purple gear yet. Willis, how can I get purple gear? It's actually surprisingly easy, and most of it can be done fairly quickly. So, you've just finished the campaign, you've come out, you want to get your purple weapons. What's the first thing you can do? What you do is you come over to your co-op dungeon here and you find the weapon you need from the boss. Now, each boss has a mechanic which will normally wipe you, so you do need to go into these encounters prepared. What I do recommend is don't actually matchmake into these, go to the party board. I feel like the party board is definitely filled with, I want to say, more players with brains. So definitely take a look at the party board before you click the party matchmaking. Just a quick tip. But yes, most of these bosses will show the loot they drop. Obviously, if it's something you need, you want to be running that dungeon. For me, I actually ran this one quite a bit just because I needed the daggers and I needed the cloak. Thankfully, I was pretty lucky and I only managed to get it, I think it was on my 4th or 5th try. I know there's a lot of players out there who are doing these every single day and they still haven't got their drop yet. Now, you may find that you will get drops that aren't for your class or just aren't in your build. Now, you can still wear these as long as the slot isn't occupied by a purple that is better already. An example of this is my Divine Justicar mask, which really isn't in my build, I guess, but I'm just using it until I get the correct helmet. Like, it doesn't have awful perks, but it still does the job until I get my best in slot. Next up, the second best way, I guess, to get your purple drops is by doing the weekly. I did explain this in one of my other videos, but this is probably, I want to say, the easiest way to get purples every week. Now, obviously, it's on a weekly basis. From the time of recording this video, there are 3 days left to do as many weeklies as you can. So the way it works is you have obviously 4 different categories: world, co-op dungeon, guild, PvP. Obviously, if you're in a guild, you want to be donating, doing the guild contracts, and gaining guild reputation. For the co-op dungeons, you basically just need to spend dimensional contract currency. I've kind of been slacking this week. I've only spent 900. But yeah, you want to be doing your co-op dungeons as well as the world. You want to do the mystic portals, complete the resistance contracts. I think this is over 50 contracts in a week. And the way this works is you only get to pick one of the purples. And the more options that you have, the more chances you'll get an item that you actually need. Now, you can check what items drop from each contract by clicking the little % icon here. And this will give you a list of all of the purples that can drop from completing that mission. At the end of the week, you get to pick one, or you can pick the, I guess, the consolation prize if you don't like the stuff that you get, which is normally the trait unlock stone. So for me, I basically just got the boots, but obviously I had the option of a bracer, a bow, a wizard hat, and obviously the PvP stuff is mainly just, I want to say, like upgrade materials, or I guess stuff for traits. You've got the precious polished crystal, which is used for crafting equipment. Obviously, the trait conversion stones. So I guess you would only do the PvP if you want those materials, because you either have to pick a purple piece of gear or you have to pick the materials. So if you don't need any of these 3 materials, honestly, you can skip the PvP stuff. But once you've got all your best in slot stuff, I feel like the PvP stuff will definitely be valuable after that. So next up, another great way to get purple drops is the precious blessing pouch. Yes, you don't have to actually buy these for ornate coins. You don't have to do that, but these things will include purple drops, and the way you get these is actually from the contracts, the daily contracts. So head over to your favorite place you like to do contracts at, talk to the guy, and just pray you get lucky. Now, sometimes these won't actually drop. You sometimes just have to get completely lucky, but they have a chance to drop on one of the bounties here. So you want to just grab the contracts, keep refreshing until you get the one you want, which is the blessing pouches. Now, it is pretty difficult to get these. Most of the time, they will drop on the merchant, I guess, contracts, the special, I guess, tier 4 contracts. You can purchase these every week from the Sundries merchant. these ones right here, you get a limit of 3 per week. And from these ones, most of the time they will give you these pouches. So it's definitely worth doing these. Now, obviously, these are a bit harder to complete because you do need to go into the open dungeons. One quick thing to note as well, when you are farming the open dungeons, you don't actually need to be in a party. Now, if there's people there, that's great. You don't need to be in the party. As long as you're getting tags on the enemies, you're good to go. But obviously, most people will just like to be in a party because, yeah, you can obviously get healed. It'll just be more organized. But if you're a solo player, honestly, don't worry too much about doing these. As long as you can find a group of players, honestly, just follow them around and you can complete these way easy. Now, I do recommend focusing on the Shadowed Crypt ones, which is the new one which has just opened up, as this will be where the majority of players will be. Another great way to get purple gear is from the world bosses. Yes, you actually open up the map here, you can actually see a schedule of all of the stuff for the day. Now, we don't have the daily ones yet, we just have the hourly ones. But here's an example. Here's one at 3 p.m. Azrael, as you can see, is a peace one. It's at 3 p.m. and it drops the Siphoning Sword, the Swirling Essence Pants, the Divine Justicar Pants, and the Blessed Templar Cloak. Now, obviously, it's kind of rare that you will get these drops, but there is still a chance. And then obviously, everyone will get the Conquest Participation Reward. You can check the schedule of the daily bosses by coming to the map here and going to the timetable, and this will show everything that's happening in that day. Keep in mind, the one with the little bird means peace, which means other players cannot attack you. And the one with conflict means that there's probably players there that will kill you. And there's mainly, on these ones, guilds try and claim it. So obviously they get the most rewards. Just keep that in mind. If you're wondering why you're dying to other players in the boss fights, there are different versions of the world bosses. But yeah, as long as you can just look at the schedule, you can obviously plan what you want to do. I don't know, set like an alarm on your phone or something. But you will notice that most of the bosses will only spawn in the afternoon, while most of the gathering stuff is just at like absurd times, like 5 a.m., 8 a.m. You get it. And then I guess the final place where it basically comes back to the contract scrolls, which you can buy obviously from this vendor up here every single week. Now, when you actually go over to, like, say, let's say the Shadow Crypt. Obviously, I have a ton of stuff I need to do in there. Like I said, this can be done solo, so you don't need to, like, wait until you find a group. Most of the times, there will be players at the entrance forming groups. Honestly, if you can, just try and join one. Go around, complete your contracts. But you're still able to do it solo, especially at peak times when the dungeons are really busy. Most of the rooms will just be filled with players. As long as you're getting tags on the enemies, you will get the credit and it will count for your bounties. But bear in mind, you do need to use your Abyssal contract tokens every time you kill an enemy. So make sure you're staying up on that. To get more of that, obviously, you need to do your dailies. It's like this cycle of stuff. Do dailies, buy the weekly scrolls, spend your Abyssal contract tokens, and there's just this big loop you can just repeat every single day. But hopefully I've covered enough stuff and locations for you guys to get your purple drops. Now, obviously, the most important thing is just knowing what you need to get. Now, there's a ton of cool build sites out there, like Maxroll, which I highly recommend. That will obviously give you the perfect items you need to build your character. Once again, check out my Greatsword and Daggers video. If by some chance you are using Greatsword and Daggers, we have a video over on the channel. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much where I'm getting most of my purple drops from. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. We're actually doing a live stream tomorrow, guys, where I'm going to be giving away a ton of Lucent on stream. So if you want to enter that, just come to the live stream. More information about that will be in my Discord. So my Discord is discord.gg/Willis. As well, we are giving away the Gold Celebration Package exclusively to just my YouTube subscribers. So like the video, leave a comment, and make sure to subscribe to enter that giveaway. With that being said, guys, I will see you in my next video. Peace, guys.